Hey everybody, Jay Barino here. Welcome back. We're continuing StarCraft 2 Ambivalence. Thank you for bearing with me while I was sick. Took about 2 weeks off. Anyway, we're back to mission 5? This is mission 5, Enforcing Justice. Let's check it out. Vorazun has made an alliance with High Lord Alarak to prove her innocence. However, Janara has notified the Daylom where Vorazun is. The Daylom will not stop until the traitor Vorazun is captured. Avoid destroying too many enemy structures at one time. Noted. Okay. Interesting. Oh, we're back to this now. Okay, so we got 25 points. I feel like starting minerals is always a good option. It's just very versatile with what you could do with it. Chrono boost speed's feeling pretty good, too. Max Spear of Adun energy could be pretty good. If we're efficient with using it, the max energy doesn't really matter, though. If this was like regeneration rate, that, I'd consider it. I think we're going to lean into starting minerals. And then maybe, excuse me, still, got that post chest cold cough. Lean into chrono boost speed. I think, again, this is also quite versatile with what we can use it for. Both of these really leaning into getting us off the ground. Chrono boost speed for getting more probes faster and also getting early upgrades. Always very helpful in macro missions. And then starting minerals, kind of the same thing, The rest is kind of fluff, I could take it or leave it. All would be nice, but I like this allocation. Challenging. That's what we were playing on, right? I think so. Slayton terraforming facility. So, why did you leave the Daylom? The amount of deforestation Artanis authorized and his ignorance towards the damage Creep did to Ayer's soil was something I could no longer tolerate. When he denied support to my project once again, I walked away. I wanted him to stop me and reconsider, but he never did. The next day I heard about my replacement, so I left. Alarak accepted me in my project. Look how far it has come, even with the massive regrowth after the Void incursion. Perhaps when your situation is resolved, we can rally support for my cause, and I can return to Ayer. You would do that, even after all that was done to you? Of course, Ayer is my home. It was foolish of me to leave it when it was in such dire need. I do not think me leaving was much of a statement, as I thought. What about your position here? Will Alarak let you leave? The seeds have already been planted. All they have to do is grow. I have respected Alarak, and so too he will respect my wish to leave. Then I will see to it that you get your position back when this is all over. You two catching up? High Lord, Protoss spacecraft entering high orbit. What? Ooh, bummer. High Lord Alarak, we know you're in possession of Vorazun. Surrender her now, and we will leave peacefully. Artanis, you are followed, Vorazun. Impossible. They could not have found me this fast, unless someone told them. None of my followers would do such an act. But I did, High Lord. Vorazun has overstayed her welcome. She has tainted our culture. I did what was right for the Tal'Darim. Thank you for telling me this. Maybe you're right. Got her. Got her! Many thanks, High Lord. No one disobeys the High Lord. Telos, repel the Daylom attack and deploy the supercharger. I'll keep Vorazun safe in the temple. Yes, High Lord. I am detecting a massive power surge at the Tal'Darim base. It seems Alaric has activated some kind of generator that is feeding his troops with massive amounts of energy. The generator is linked to his structures. It seems the generator will collect the energy after a building is destroyed and will feed his nearby troops with that energy for a short while. We have no time to delay. The longer we wait, we risk Tal'Darim reinforcements arriving. Admiral Arun is correct. I shall blockade the planet and prevent any escape attempts. I will entrust Vorazun's capture to you, Executor Zul. Oh, okay. So we're playing as the Nerazim again. Terraforming facility. Telos has spent the last 2 years terraforming the barren plains of Slain into a planet teeming with life. And this facility is the epicenter. The facility used to be a temple devoted to Amon, made by the first High Lord. The Tal'Darim had deployed the supercharger and experimental technology to aid their defenses. The energy from an enemy structure that is destroyed will be used to increase the damage of all enemy forces up to a maximum of 100%. After a short duration, the supercharge will decrease along with the buff damage. Plan your attacks well. And it's across the map. Save. I'd love to. Just give me this gas setup right away, please. Maybe the sooner that we can get a Dark Shrine, the better. Executor, our Corsairs, Oracles, and Shadow Guard are ready for deployment. Could we just make a bunch of Oracles and, excuse me, run them across the map? And maybe kill that supercharger? We'd have to find a way through the enemies in order to... We could scout out a path through the enemies, I'm sure. Flying spacecraft can use Revelation. Stasis Ward maximum thrust. Very exciting. Corsairs, we know what those do. Shadow Guard. Cool. So we could call those down from the top bar to defend us. You'll love to see it. So we can't really do anything until this cyber core is done, but we can build a few extra gateways. Decal analysis suggests we are up against the Delaware tribe. Be prepared. I guess. I'll try. I don't know. I mean, I played as the Delaware tribe last time. Does that mean it's going to be the Tal'Darim with the really good units? Because that does scare me, actually, quite a bit. That's some spooky stuff. I think the sooner we get a Dark Shrine, the better. I think that DTs to defend ourselves is going to be really, really useful. Let's maybe lean into that and just keep making units. Or making probes. My brain's still not at 100%, and I'm still kind of recovering, but it's been almost 2 weeks, and I'm like, I gotta start recording again. I really want to. But it's also the winter time when I tend to have really bad cough in general.
There are not enough minerals.
And, you know, that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. So, you know, I'm taking care of myself, but I have a cough. Okay, DTs. Even just one to start would make me feel pretty good. I'd like to make an Oracle just to fly around and maybe look for some stuff. Can I make observers? I don't think so. Executor Zul, if you need assistance, call me and I will bring a small fleet to decimate the Tal'Darim. I like the sound of that. I'd love to scout stuff out as well. You know what, DT, go and look for some stuff. Arun, an impatient individual, Arun was a traditionalist and held the tenets of the day. Ooh, even after the end war. He was protective of his people, and those under his command were very important to him. He's not a great uniter like Artanis, but respects the Hierarch's vision. Arun has the high opinion of his own tactical abilities and demonstrates elements of snark within his personality. He considered both Zerg and Terrans to be lesser races. Of the Terrans specifically, Arun is opposed to the treaty between the Dominion and the Dalam. So more likely to side with Selendis, it seems. Kalai assistance. With the Golden Armada holding high orbit, Arun has offered his skills to Executor Zul. When ready, you can call down Arun, 4 Phoenix, 2 carriers, and an Arbiter. They will warp in at the nearest nexus to the supercharger and will last 60 seconds before returning to orbit. You'll be unable to call down Arun if you do not have a nexus. Structures they kill will count towards the supercharge. So as we kill buildings, not units, it makes everything of the enemy has do more damage. Am I understanding this correctly? Might as well just call him in. He can scout for us a little bit. Dark Archons seem like they would be really, really helpful here. Oh, sorry, buddy. Well, should have called those in first.
Our allies are engaged in battle.
They decided to go down, which is good. I'd like to scout out and just kind of see where maybe we can find another base.
Our allies are engaged
and then set up a bunch of extra defenses on the other side of wherever that is. Dark Templar passively heal and add extra health to them. That sounds great, because we're going to lean into mostly DTs, at least to start. Okay, goodbye. There they go. There's no other detection there, so we could probably send some DTs down there, and we could defend ourselves with deploy Shadow Guard, I suppose. The enemy attacks in this are no joke, so we really need to get started here pretty soon.
We have not enough Vespene.
And the sooner we can take that other base, the better. It's nice that we found that other base, and we'll just call in a rune pretty much every time he's up. Right, so the supercharger, again, this means that they're dealing 20% more damage, basically, if I'm understanding correctly, which again is spooky. Upgrade our static defense. Let's get one Oracle. I guess we'd have to double check that Oracles can attack ground. Not ground. That can attack air units. Let's just go in and get some Centurions as well. Let's just kill these workers first. So does this reset the... Yes, okay, so that resets the timer as well. So if it's like 1 second left, you should hold off on destroying a building, it seems like. Okay, Oracle. Can I... Yeah, okay, they can attack buildings. If we just made a ton of Oracles, maybe we could beeline for that thing. It's not my favorite strategy, but it's certainly something we could do. Let's go ahead and set this up down here. Pylon, and then...
The enemy is attacking our probes.
Never mind. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll get this stuff set up momentarily.
Upgrade complete.
There we go, and we got the Artanis announcer. How lovely. How's this going down here? Poorly.
There are not enough minerals.
How am I up there? Oh yeah, well they do extra damage, that's right, so we can't take that for granted. So what we normally consider enough units to survive something might not actually be enough in certain circumstances. Sorry for the cough, but you know, it's kind of just the way it is.
I see. Extrapolating strings.
Again, if we can find a path across the map that doesn't just run into an enemy base the whole way, then we could build probably 10 to 12 oracles and maybe snipe this thing, depending on depending on how much health it has. Okay, and I'm focused on upgrades right now because I think that's the only way that we can maintain an advantage. We're back down to 0, so we can call down a rune to go and do something. We could also use him to defend ourselves if necessary. There he goes. Stalker attack speed, please. That's simple. Damage dealt by air units. I mean, again, we're only making Corsairs. So he's going to increase our supercharge damage, but that's fine. Again, he's pecking away at the enemy, and I don't know if they're building out of these outlying bases or not, or if they just exist to draw us into attacking them and charging up the supercharger. I'm just not sure. Anyway, we just need a mass amount of units at this point. Let's go ahead and call down Shadow Guard and then suck them up. That is an actual Ascendant, which I do not like. Let's go ahead and just auto-attack with Shadow Guard and have him do something. Nice, okay. Yeah, just clean this stuff up where possible. And then let's go ahead and saturate this base, and I'm going to set up just a boatload of cannons down in this area. We're going to need monoliths to kill, whatever they're called, Wrathwalkers, that's it. And we're not going to be able to rely on Spear to defend us the whole time. Okay, that's another enemy base. Casual Vanguard. Again, Vanguards are scary. I don't like them one bit. Centurions actually might be great because I think it's possible they can dodge the shots if they charge in. Yeah, exactly. And keep them stunned for long enough to do that. And once we get this base saturated, I'll feel really good, and again, we can set up a lot of cannons and get these cannon upgrades. Very pricey. I'm floating a lot of gas now. What can I build that costs a lot of gas but not minerals? I need to get Argus Crystal. And then we can make some Dark Archons and just start stealing Tal'Darim units. I think that will be super handy. And no shield batteries. Only monoliths. Okay, and we kind of... I mean, again, we can't go super fast because of the... You know, we can't, like, build an army and then roll them all at the very end. That's just not how this is going to work. So we just have to be cognizant of that.
Our upgrade has finished.
Okay, give me lots of cannons, please.
We require additional pylons.
I'm making more pylons. Don't you worry. We'll get some over here as well.
There are not enough minerals.
And then this is nearly fully saturated.
Our base is under siege.
Okay, they're coming from up here. Let's suck them up. The reticule for the black hole is a little strange, I'm noticing. At least the Vanguard doesn't have the extra shields, because that would be a big problem. The enemy having Vanguards is just awful. It really is. Okay, there we go. So we got, excuse me, a lot of Dark Archons. You know what? We should get shields. And we can get some of those signifiers as well. They can heal up our stalkers. We have to get the upgrade to allow them to do it. And then this area down here is likely going to get attacked next. And let's just call in a rune. It's free. It's free to do it, so we might as well. The question is, you know, how do we need to, like, cut a path to the supercharger? Because we also have to destroy the base, but if we kill the supercharger, it's going to make the rest of the map a lot easier.
Our allies are engaged in battle.
Okay, this is fine. This is going to cause the supercharger to go. Basically, if we call down a rune every time he's up, then we're cooking with gas. Because he'll do a little bit of damage, but not a ton. And it's not going to be causing the supercharger to just be blasting off into oblivion. Now, see, destroying these buildings, I don't know if it's necessary or not. I have no idea. Oh, and right, our DTs, they regen out of combat. That's really handy. I'm going to send some DTs up to finish that stuff up. No air units have come yet, but I'm just building some stalkers just in case, just so that we have them. And I'll grab that phase reactor because I've been blinking around. Oh, okay. All right.
Our upgrade has finished.
Well, we know where they're coming from. Anything high value that we want to take? Just confuse. And then let's take that Wrathwalker when we can see it. Okay, if we just steadily take control of their army over time, this will work. It'll work. Oh, we can make shield batteries.
Complete.
I think this means they're going to attack down here next. I'm not so sure. I'm hesitant to just attack into a random direction when they probably could just bomb into us and kill us very easily wherever our army is not. But that's what Spear is for, I suppose. We might as well just try and make some progress here or there. The stun on the Centurions is just absolutely critical. I will get air weapons, that's fine. Let's just queue up these extra
We require more Vespene gas.
stuff. Not a lot of gas on these geysers. At least on the expansion there wasn't. So we may be leaning pretty heavily into Centurions as time goes on. I have a pretty nice army. What I'm going to do, again, is just try and build a group of, of oracles. We can use maximum thrust in order to get them across the map where they need to go. Maybe I'll build some Corsairs. No, actually, the oracles are cheaper. My thought was to build some Corsairs in order to scout because they're cheaper, but they're not. Oracles are cheaper. And I think we will be running a pretty significant surplus of minerals over the course of this mission, if we could find another base. Again, I'm thinking they're probably going to end up attacking us at the bottom next, but I just don't know. And it's a large area to cover, you know? So, like, I can leave these guys down here just in case. We have a bit of a reprieve right now, so I'll take it.
Oracle perceiving.
Our base is
There it
under
is.
siege.
Don't mind if I do.
Insufficient energy. Upgrade complete.
Okay, that went pretty well. And then you guys just stay down here. That means up here is next.
Oracle perceiving.
Let's get another Stargate. This might not work. We'll just save before we make it happen.
Our upgrade has finished.
I'm sure you all love hearing that constantly. I apologize.
An omen.
So this is 15 damage. Again, how many of those would we need? And we have to get over there as well. Let's. So now that we kind of have a path,
Our fates are one.
maybe we can go and kill that Wrathwalker. Because again, it's in our way. I mean, the DPS of these things is not bad. It really isn't. Okay, cool. And then we come down and around.
It is destined.
Then we go up.
We
I don't know why I sent both of these. That's a waste.
Upgrade complete.
Call a rune.
inherit.
Okay, then we go down.
I see.
Seems like we found a little, just a way to skirt right through here. The question is, what's going to be over here?
Strings attuned.
How about this?
Extrapolating strings.
It's it's not. It doesn't seem like it's possible. I think we're gonna have to just kill our way. We're just gonna have to kill our way over there. Give me some of these signifiers because they seem really good. It's just the energy requirements over time is gonna be rough.
The threads of fate lie bare.
Our allies are engaged.
Okay, they're coming up from that direction. I'm just gonna steadily take more and more of their units. I think that's the right choice. And then meanwhile, we make a lot of Centurions because they're mineral heavy and gas is going to be in short supply until we find another base. And I would like to find another base. We'll just leave this group down here and just keep taking stuff that makes its way towards us. And then I'd like to just start making steady progress. We're also at full spear energy. Yeah, I mean, we could do this. It'll at least give us some... Well, never mind. That's going to... Just forget it. Just forget it. Okay, signifiers. Mostly healing. Nothing of value here. No offense, you know, but it's not. Let's come on through here and finish up this this area. We want to make oh my goodness, forward Nexi.
Our upgrade has finished.
Because keep in mind, Arun gets called in by Nexi.
The threads of fate lie bare.
Increase their speed by 100%. I mean, these oracles now are pretty much worthless. I mean, I'll have them turn on their weapons, but... That's right, keep them stunned. But they're so fast, they're going to end up running ahead of my other stuff. Right, so we destroy this area. And it's handy. Let's also go ahead and just get some more Dark Archons to sit at home. We're at 50% increased damage, which means that those Vanguards are doing Mondo damage. Does this apply to the cannons as well? It looks like at 31.2 damage. I should have stolen the Vanguards. Okay, we gotta wait for some... You know what? I'm gonna take out this area, as probably shouldn't be doing this. I also should check achievements, by the way. Turn off Pulsar Beam. Pulsar Beam is pretty good. It's pretty good. I'd like to find maybe a choke point where the enemy consistently comes from so that I can set up some defense in like a single spot. I'm nearly maxed out, but now, I mean, I have to wait. I don't really have an option, you know? Let's just get more Stalkers just in case, because I think they get wiped out by those Vanguards so fast, but we got to remember to take the Vanguards. And then this stuff down here is, you know, it can defend itself. I was hoping we'd find another base up here, but it doesn't seem like it's in the cards for us. We just have to wait for this to reduce significantly. Once this is maybe back down towards, I don't know, 50%, we call in a rune and then we make our own. Nah, just call him in now. He's not going to make that much progress. Also, if we have a large enough army, I feel pretty confident just bombing into them.
Base is under siege.
This is a confusion right here, and then we're going to take the vanguards. Okay, that's how we do. That's how we do.
Our allies are engaged in battle.
With a large enough army, it doesn't matter what the enemy has. We just go ahead and blast through him. So he's doing his thing down here. If we're lucky, he'll kill these vanguards before he despawns, and it looks like he will. And I'm going to pick one of these directions and just start pushing through it. Pretty large base here. Again, I don't know where the attacks are actually coming from. But I don't know if... I just don't know if it's something that I can head off from one specific direction or not. I'm going to guess no. Okay, let's go ahead and just start wiping this out. I'm also going to send some Dark Archons home. Might as well call in some Shadow Guard as well. Let's keep going. Let's hug the top here, see if we could find anything worthwhile. AKA a base. Seems like a base is here for us.
Not enough energy.
And yeah, that supercharge has completely wasted me. So we're going to back up. There's another base here, though, so once we set that up and we set up a bunch of defense for it, then I'll feel pretty good. I have so much money. It's just there's only so much we can do right now. Because we have to wait. That is an enemy attack, and we are probably effed. This whole army is probably dead. Well, actually... No, the destroyers are actually really good when they have a bonus like that. Okay, flee? We just have to wait at this point. There's no option. Make more DTs, make more Dark Archons. Now we have to wait. We're gonna have to wait for energy to come back. This is an interesting concept, though I'm concerned that now, again, a lot of it just comes down to waiting. There's just a lot of waiting. Thankfully, we have these. They haven't attacked us down here for a while, actually. We may have just headed off those attacks. I do want this base, especially for the gas, because these are already depleted, right? There's not that much left here. So we probably just don't want to attack with the Dark Archons. Let's get some more signifiers as well to heal up this stuff that we steal. Focus on stealing air units. It's like I do want to call in a rune pretty much right away. It seems like the idea is you want to beeline pretty much for the supercharger first. I don't think we can get in there with Corsairs. Because this is pretty well defended. I mean, if we made enough Corsairs, I'm sure we could. And then we could black hole the destroyers and then dive in there with the Corsairs. Not Corsairs, Oracles. I don't have enough gas to realistically make enough right now. I really need that base. And I feel like we're going to be mostly relying on Centurions at a certain point. Yeah, so this is tough, because again, at the end of the day, it's basically just... As much as I would love to go and push and destroy just wipe the map, I'm not allowed to right now, which is a little bit of a bummer. You know, what I can do, at least, is just, you know, make a bunch of static defense. The enemy attacks are freakishly huge, so we just hang out and we'll make it happen over time, you know? I mean, we can rely on stealing enemy units. I don't know if they keep the damage buff. That would be interesting. If they keep the damage buff. when we steal them. I mean, I'm sure it'll still tick down. I don't know if these... It doesn't look like... I mean, these are from, you know, we had got those a long time ago. Really no other worthwhile upgrades to be getting. That's not even worth the gas, in my opinion.
What would you ask of us?
Let's just go ahead and do a rune now. Is his cooldown increasing every time we use him? Did it say that that would happen? It doesn't look like it. Let's check our achievements while we wait. Kill 75 enemies with, presumably, a rune's forces.
Our base is under siege.
Steal all this stuff. Prevent the supercharger from reaching 100. Destroy all enemy Nexi. Destroy all enemy structures on challenging or higher. Okay, well, we kept one of them.
Our allies are engaged in battle.
Now, he should focus on units before he just starts destroying buildings.
We've depleted a mineral.
So that's helpful. Our resources are starting to deplete. I think that's okay. Let's just go ahead and make some units and start pushing across the map. I'm going to leave my Dark Archons at home. And hopefully this is enough to actually wipe this base out. If we could take this and we set up a bunch of cannons here, I'm kind of curious to see where the enemy will attack us from at that point. It seems like they don't attack me down here anymore, or maybe I've just gotten lucky and destroyed their stuff on the way to it really early. I don't know. It's a little weird. Just go ahead and build a pylon there so we can warp in later. Just wait a little bit longer to get some of this supercharger down. These signifiers also have Storm. Storm, I just don't like that much against Protoss, I'll be honest. We did wipe out a lot of the defense in this base.
Mineral field depleted.
Okay, I think those destroyers have to be priorities for us.
Our probes are under attack.
What is void stasising that stuff? Is it... Do I have DTs that are doing that? It looks like we can cut off the attacks if we set up... Excuse me, large defense in that area. I'm going to rely on my Dark Archons to defend. Hopefully we can steal enough stuff. And I'll just go ahead and call in a Centurions with my remaining resources. And then we'll move most of these probes up there. Where's that enemy attack? I'm scared to... Well, I mean, once this is mined out, we don't need units down here at all, right?
Base is under siege.
So steal the destroyers, please, and then use confusion. Where the heck... Where... Hello? Oh my gosh, they're stuck. They couldn't get through. Oh, okay. Well, that was a bummer. Anyway, let's go ahead and send these fellas up here. First and foremost, we need these assimilators. And then we're going to build a large set of defense right here. And then I think maybe we just attack along the top, and hopefully we find where to go. I'll build another Oracle just to scout. And then, I mean, these probes as well. Make your way up. They might get caught by an enemy force. No, I have an army here that's ready to defend them. I think the Havocs detect. They must. Now, can they get to me if they went a different way? I actually think this is the only way. Well, they could come down and around and then up, which would be weird, but they could do it. Which is why I'm inclined to keep this group down here, but it... Just quick save and then move up. Let's just test it. All right, geysers. And then let's see.
Harmonized.
This is the direction I'm leaning on going. Let's go ahead and call down a rune. And there's a bridge.
I see.
So I think that's going to be our path that we want to take.
Our pylon is under attack.
I'm just stealing as much of these robotic units as possible. They're going to be our power units to get through. A rune did not spawn from here yet because that nexus is not completed, unfortunately. There's a probe in here somewhere, I think. Or maybe it died. Okay, this is fine. I mean, we're floating around that, you know, 30-ish%. That's acceptable to me. But I think it needs to be 0. I think it ultimately is going to need to be 0 if we want to push into that end base. So for now, let's just sort of chill. A rune should spawn up here next, and that... Yeah, he probably would go here. I want to force him... to go towards the main base and at least distract. I told you I was going to make a large group of stuff. That's what we're doing. Let's go ahead and call these fellas in to at least wipe out some of this stuff down here. Again, I think this mission is now... This is taking longer than it needs to. Oh, the Shadow Guard have the Void Stasis. Whoops. Okay, that's what it is. So by killing this... Hopefully that means Arun will definitely go up this way, which is what I want him to do. It's at least worth looking elsewhere. I really think my mass... I really think that my mass Oracle strategy could work. I think it would be really interesting. I'm going to bring some Dark Archons, but leave some at home, because it seems like at a certain point, we just don't do enough DPS. And we're going to lose this army. We're going to have to fall back, so we need some Dark Archons that we can fall back on. We also have Black Hole and all that, so I'm going to... Okay, here they come. Let's go ahead and take these. Cool. Signifiers heal me. Heal me. Okay. Up to the top, please. Up to the top. Probe. Set up a whole nother line of cannons down here, because they like to hit me from both angles. Ugh. Maybe recording... It's not the right choice. The cough, man. Okay, we're at 0. And we can call in a rune here momentarily. Dark Archons, we don't need you just running into the front. Use our possessed guys, our mind-controlled guys to do it. So I'm curious to see if we could find the production structures where they're actually building units out of to kill us. So destroying this area is going to cause the... Yeah, there's a rune. Perfect. That's what I wanted. Destroying this base is going to cause them to be really upset with us. Use confusion. Seems like that's an attack wave that's coming up from that direction. God, Shadow Fury's so flippin' good. All right, let's push up this ramp and see if we can get to the supercharger. That is a mothership. I assume we can't steal that because it is heroic. That is correct. Okay, they are pushing 100%. The mothership is down. Let's go ahead and start falling back. We can make another push later. And Arun is going to continue pushing in the direction that we need him to. Good stuff. I might be able to make the move with the oracles now. I have enough gas saved up. Are these geysers? No, they're not. Okay. It's possible there's another base down here. Let's wait for the next enemy attack and then just keep warping stuff in with these gateways, and we'll steadily make it happen. We're very, very close. We push up here. All of their actual production structures are up on this area. So if we wait for the supercharge to be reduced one more time, I think we, given the amount of progress we made there, we should be good. And then destroy the main Tal'Darim base must be around the charger. Actually, I can see it right there. The question is, will they rebuild all of the defenders, or are they only rebuilding... attack waves? We will find out. Alright, and we did lose a lot of our powerful robo units and our void guys. Well, look at that. Okay, well. I don't know what I expected. I guess this. It has been decided that we're just going to go ahead and attack from that random direction. DTs, please.
That must be placed within a power field. From the shadows I come.
You know what? I think we just wait. Going for another large attack into these is a mistake. I am just going to go ahead and make more oracles. Again, they're good for scouting, and we're using the production queues one way or another. What made up the bulk of my army previously? Probably mind-controlled units. Okay.
Oracle perceiving.
Once again, we'll call... Well, Arun's going to go for this stuff, I think. Well, I don't know. He probably will go for this stuff. That robo facility is building. We'll make some signifiers. Got to make sure to blink those stalkers and get them cloaked. 48%. Ugh. It's a long wait. It's a long, long wait. Once we destroy that thing, then it's all over. We have a clear path to it. We just have to avoid all the defenders. So oracles, at least one of them, let's go ahead and send them in. Because I'm curious just to see if they've rebuilt anything. If they've rebuilt all of those structures, I'm going to be mildly upset. I keep walling myself in and disallowing myself from being able to steal units. It's not the smartest of things that I've ever done. I could take Havocs, I guess. They're fine. Okay, we seem to be in the clear. Okay, they're rebuilding units, but that's fine, because killing units does not add to the percentage.
You seek guidance?
I think we just gotta chill. We just gotta wait.
Harmonized.
Give me a stasis ward down here. If they attack down here, I don't really have much recourse. Except just building more and more and more cannons. The monoliths have an increased range, don't they? From that cyber core upgrade. So that's good.
Thus I serve.
Okay, it goes down by 4 every 16 seconds, so we can go ahead and get in position and kill the units that are around it. I also kind of want to sneak a probe in here and just throw down a pile. Oh, you know what? We could just call in a void pylon. And I've got 8 gateways now that each hold 3 charges. I think we're in solid shape. And if we kill the Havocs, then they can't see us if we're under the void pylon. Okay, just chill for a second. Let this go down maybe once or twice more to get down to 0. All right, that's fine. Call in a rune. And I'd like to make a beeline pretty much straight up to this. I think that's a pretty good black hole. I'd love to just depower this stuff. You know what? Right-click the thing. It doesn't have that much HP, it looks like. There we go. Okay, they're no longer buffed. And we can just build units to our heart's content. Again, I don't know what counts as the main base. It might just be all of this. It doesn't seem like it would be this, but who knows? Black hole's pretty good. Focus on that mothership, please. The mothership didn't seem like it had thermal lance, so it's not that spooky. Yeah, okay, they're not getting the buff anymore.
The enemy has discovered us.
That must be placed with our
Okay,
base
all
is
of this appears to count as the main base. Please, sir. Oh, good. He fell into range of it all. Oh, these... Okay, it's because I moved all these fellas up.
A mineral field has been depleted.
Don't worry about it. Fighting the buffed up Tal'Darim units is scary. But the fact that we very easily get Dark Archons and we can spawn them with full energy is huge. So it's basically telling us very clearly, like, hey, you should absolutely just be stealing their stuff. That did not count? Yes, it did. Okay, perfect. Step aside, Tal'Darim. I will not hesitate to put you down. Firstborn, Ire is dying. Your people are in dire need of attention, yet you all travel this way to wage war? We're under strict orders from Hierarch Artanis to capture Vorazun. Forget Artanis. Power has corrupted him. Do you truly think he made the right decision to come here and wage war with us? You are brave, Tal'Darim, and I hope your brethren will remember you that way. My life for Ire. Surrender, Vorazun. We know you're in there. Telos. No. Stop this bloodshed. I submit myself to the judgment of the Dalam. Vorazun, under the Dalam Constitution, Section 46, you're under arrest for treason against the Dalam. Alarak, is there anything you know that can help me prove Vorazun's innocence? Ah, you do not believe your hierarch's lies. It is ironic given your history with the Nerazim. Find Traxxas, the forensics expert in Antium. Tell him I sent you. The rest is up to you. Interesting. I liked our little diversion with the Tal'Darim. So we didn't get any of these. I mean, we probably could have gotten both of these very easily. I was just ready to wrap this up, you know. It's a long mission. I don't want to say it drags. There were just a few times when, like, I couldn't do anything because I had to wait. That's difficult. Even if there was some menial task that I could work on on the map while waiting for the timer to go down would be, I think, really helpful. Because, like, I wouldn't say the mission overall was too long, and it was an interesting mechanic. It's just, even if you manage the build-up bar, there's just not, you know, at a certain point, you're probably still just going to be waiting for a while. So it'd be nice to see some way, you know, maybe some optional way that you could maybe spend Spear of Adun energy to reduce it quickly. I don't know. That might make it too easy at the end because you could just spam to clear it when you're pushing into the enemy base. I'm not sure what the right answer is, but I feel like there should be one extra minor mechanic on this map to allow the player to do something to do anything while they're waiting for the meter to go down, you know? Otherwise, good map. I really enjoy it. I like this faction. Normally, I advise people against creating a map where you're fighting against the campaign buffed units. I think it's a really bad idea, honestly. But we're given the tools to properly interact with them, so it's not that scary. Like, if I'm just given a normal faction, then I would say, please don't make me fight Vanguards. But specifically because I'm given Dark Archons and encouraged to use them, it's okay. But in almost any other circumstance, I'd say don't put those Protoss campaign buffed units as an enemy on any map ever for the player to fight, because that's just not what they were built for. But honestly, this map felt fine in that case. I mean, some of the attack waves had 3 Vanguards and a Wrathwalker, and I never felt... It didn't feel that bad. Whereas in many other instances, like if that attack wave existed on a lot of other maps that I've played, I'd be like, WTF are you doing? But it was okay here. It really was. Okay, thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.